Alright, so time to get back on this Ford. Just posted a video about the tractor moving snow. That was just this morning. I can get on here. Going up under the dash. The big reason is I think I have to have this inspected. I'm not positive. Classic vehicle. I had another vehicle that was classic, but it had started as not. So there was something on the registration about this being permanent registration, but right now the flashers don't work. On this model they were in the glove box, and I've taken apart the switch there. It just seems like that was bypassed or just disconnected, I'm not sure. But I figured if I'm going up under that dash, then I'm going to do as much as I can. I've already been up there solving some of the other problems with backup lights, marker lights. I got the dome pretty well sorted, but the dome's not working now either, and just a whole host of things. But I've gotten most of it sorted. In fact, I put in a second fuse box. I didn't take out the original just because I didn't feel like staying up under the dash on my back as much as any more than I had to. And the same goes true for here, but while I'm up under there, I'm going to get as much done as I can, which means stereo, brake controller, stuff for the pressure switch and the airbags, and I'll kind of go through what I got sitting here behind me as to what I'll be doing. I probably won't film a lot of it. Nobody really wants to see this fat guy up on his back up under the dash, but I have the door open as I'm putting speakers in there, and I'll just show you around. Okay, so I had showed the door before, but I'm planning on putting the speaker in about right here. There is currently no wires going in that door, so I think I've found a path where I'm going to connect here to here and go back in and fetch the speaker wire out. It would probably just be good enough to loom it or whatever, but I did get, let's see, I got my stuff here. I did get these, and I'm going to give them a shot for making it look like a nice install. That's just some basic 5-inch speakers. Kind of what I decided to do for stereo. This is an Android, but you know, a lot of guys go with like the retro, which I do have the original gauges in here. I have the original gauges, and then they had cut out some other switches I plan on using, but I'll probably have some things, trying to show you guys, up under there, you know, as far as other instrumentation, or maybe up under here, depending on where my legs fit. You know, it would be nice to have it all look retro, but I kind of want some modern stuff. I plan on putting fuel injection and air conditioning in. So those will be the times that I know I'll be going back up under the dash again. But for right now, I'm just trying to minimize it. So these speakers in the door with those bellows trying to rest. Oh, first, I got to do something about this rust inside the door. It looks like it's water's been running down off there while nothing's rusted through. I got a good coating in there, so I'm going to just clean it up with the shop vac as best I can and spray that in there, try to handle that. It should spend the rest of its life indoors, and no guarantee on that, but right now that's the plan. So my idea about the instrumentation, and you'll see this is kind of a theme, is, you know, I have the original gauges in there, but I wanted to, for the things that I'm getting that are modern, you know, nice black screen. So when the keys shut off, you know, you just see the black screen. And my thought is, okay, well, and then when here, this is the brake controller, but then when I turn the key on, then you'll see all the modern stuff come on. The radio, the brake controller, this is a pressure gauge for the airbags. It reads 5 pressures on that screen. And then later on, if I get a Holly Sniper, it'll come on when I turn the key as well. So that's kind of the way I want this to happen, is that you just kind of see black for the instrumentation, and then when you turn the key, it all comes on, and you say, oh, it's got all kind of neat stuff. Now that's the idea. But I'm going to be doing a single DIN. This is what came. Guy had a Spark-O-Matic in here, because that's going to cut it out more. Already has the holes in the right place in this aluminum. Just cut it out, clean it up, gloss black it, and send it. Brake controller is just, yeah, kind of a cheapie. I mean, I've gotten used to using not the best brake controllers over the years, so I kind of prefer it that way. And like I said, will be up under the dash. But it will show the airbags, and you'll see the airbags back there. I'm not gonna tackle that. Once I'm up under the dash and I got the door panel back on, which by the way, I got some brand new armrests, and I wasn't expecting much for like 40 bucks, but these look pretty fantastic off of eBay. But once I get all this stuff up under the dash and I'm happy with that, and hopefully find out what makes the blinkers not work. The turn signals are working except for the right cancel. It doesn't cancel when you turn, but I know that they only come on when the key's on, and they should, the flashers, the four-ways should go with the keys on or off. So hopefully I'll have something up under there to do that. I'm gonna leave in there right now. Those are working oil pressure gauge and temperature gauge. So probably when I get to the point of putting the Holley EFI in, the screen would go in about that same position. I could get rid of those two. Those types of instrumentation can be done right on that one of the bigger Holley screens that it'll show all the time. So that's pretty much it. If I get this done after that, I'd be pulling this bed off to do some of the finish work underneath. I'd probably paint this back up under here, and hopefully once it goes back on, it's on to stay. In the going back on part, I'm probably going to do strips, 1-inch strips going up between each one, I think, and some dark some dark stain. But it's coming along. This is starting to actually look like something. No, stick along and I'll walk you through it. So a quick update, man, if that stuff works as bad as or as good as it smells bad, oh God, I'd never. But if that's the truth, then this should be good to go now. But I forgot to mention that I'm going to try to do the sound deadening matting up in there. Never messed with that stuff before. People swear by it, but I just wanted to give that update. I don't know how well this stuff works or whatever, but it smells nasty. The sound matting to go in that door, I had tried to cut a cardboard template thinking I pre-fit it, but you can't go in that little hole without folding up the cardboard, so really no way to pre-fit it, so jumped right in. I just did the best I could. I found out you can't have to take the backing off before you put it in there. You get it stuck up in there, no way to take the backing off the other side, so try not to get it unstuck too bad and get it through there. Now I'm just going to take the hair dryer, warm it up, the last thing I want to do is after skinning my knuckles to get it in there is to turn around next time I ever take this apart and all of it's just laying in there. So try to get it to stick as good as possible. Okay, got one door together. And besides these armrests being a pain to get in position, as big as I still say those are win off of eBay, definitely. It was just as difficult as hard to get off, but got the speaker in. It's a shame to say that's going to be the best stereo this truck has ever had in it since the day it was new. There's a couple of 5-inch Pioneers and one in each door, but hey, it's single cab. Doesn't need too much more than that. And hopefully it's sound matting, and more sound matting will do is to kind of get it quieted down. But when I look at this, I see imperfections like the rest of the bottom, and I think, well, my invitations to both Pebble Beach and SEMA were lost in the mail this year. So someday I might redo the interior, repaint, but for right now, that's a 20 times over improvement, and I'll take it. You can see the old Sportmatic. They tried to put speakers in right there and interfered with the door handle mechanism, so they had them taken out and put in the back, the old Kmart Sportmatic. So that's why I said this one's going to be the best system it had in it. But okay, see you next update. And without. Okay, so I've been working on the 69 Ford, and it just delayed a little bit. We had a Dog passed away, and I've just been doing some around that, more for therapeutic reasons than anything else. But I kind of walk you through what I've done with the electrical. There's a few things I said I was going to do, I didn't, and then also talk about where we go next. I'll probably film the intro for my next one right after this, but let's take a look inside and I'll show you what I got done. Okay, so you notice right away I got the door panels back off. Put the speakers on. I won't put the grills on that and everything until the painting is done. I think what I'm going to do now is leave these door panels off until everything is done, because I got new outer door handles, locks coming. Same goes for the other side. Got through those, put a bellows here where it goes each side, from the interior to the door. I try to protect the wiring a little bit. But up underneath, yeah, I think I showed a little bit, but I put let's see if I can get you up in there. I put a new fuse panel in there for the full-time power. So I ran a wire from the battery to the brake controller, because I read that it takes a lot of juice, and I branched it off there and put in a fuse panel for full-time power. I think the only other thing I ran off right now is this stereo. I said I was going to do right here, was going to do pressure gauge, but I've got enough wires run that I can do that later and easily tap into power, etc. The other thing that I'm going to have to do is run all kind of switches for the airbags, and that's going to have to go down. What I think I'm going to do is run the wires down next to the hump and out to the outside, because the air pumps, etc., are all going to sit over there underneath. So that's about the electrical. You can see over here I got the wires for the flashers all figured out, and going to be getting a new glove box. And on that side, new carpet coming. One of the things I did with these speakers is they're good enough, but I think I might want to do a little more. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to keep my tank back here, but doing a couple more speakers, one small one facing out each way, right there above that. I don't like having speakers that are right in your ear. It's really obnoxious. I think that might be a way to get a little more sound and make it sound pretty good. The other thing I did, which I didn't mention I was going to, is just kind of like dealing with our dog and so forth, is just welding and grinding along the top of here, all the way around. A lot of welding, a lot of grinding. I've gone back and forth for like how I want the tie downs. Do I want them to be hidden? Do I want them to be, right out in the open? And I kind of decided on this for that rough and ready look, and I'm liking it. I mean, these will get painted, but enough tie downs that it's going to be very useful. But that's really it. I think I'll start another video. Next thing I'm going to be doing is taking this off, putting on the airbags in the back, and start body work. It's my least favorite part of working on a car, but it's time to start.